Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. George Cohn here from the Lest We Forget World War II Museum in Louisville, Texas. Guten Abend, meine Damen und Herren. Ich heiße George Cohn, bin von der Lest We Forget World War II Museum in Louisville, Texas. So, tonight I'd like to talk about a German officer that I met who was probably one of the more interesting men that I ever spoke to. Rittmeister Ernst Georg von Heching, or Captain Ernest George von Heching. He was originally in the 1st Regiment of the 1st Cavalry Regiment of the 1st Division and was later transferred to the 29th Panzer Grenadier Division. Now I recall him telling me that he was in the invasion of Poland, he was in the invasion of France, in the invasion of Russia, and I remember him telling me in Poland he was on a horse and he was doing a recon and he was going to go behind Polish lines and he was riding, I believe it was through a cornfield, when all of a sudden a Polish soldier approached him on horse, and he said they startled each other. They all of a sudden came upon each other, and he said they didn't say a word to each other, they didn't draw a weapon, they just both kept riding, looked at each other, and just kept riding past each other. If you look at this picture of Ernst Georg von Heching, you'll notice that he has the German cross on his right pocket. So when you're looking at him on the left side, the big round thing with the swastika, the Germans call it the fried egg or the Spiegelei. He received that medal for holding a bridgehead open in Russia. He said it was really hard. The Russians were pounding him terribly, but he had to hold the bridgehead open in order to get a unit out, and he was successful. He held it open long enough that he got all the men out. Now then you'll notice that he has the Iron Cross, you'll notice that he has the Knight's Cross around his neck. And for those of you that don't know, that's equivalent of the Medal of Honor in Germany. He received the Knight's Cross for his actions at Montelungo against the Texas 36th Infantry Division. Now then, after the invasion at Salerno, the Texas Division ended up in the mountains of Italy, slugging it out with the Germans, trying to get up to Naples and then eventually Rome. There was a series of mountains in the south that held the Fifth Army up for a long period of time, and one of them was Montelungo. Rittmeister Ernst Georg von Heching told me he was awarded the Knight's Cross for that action. He went up on top of that hill with 4 company commanders and 700 men. And after engaging the 36th Infantry Division for a week, when he came down off that mountain, he had lost all of his company commanders and he only had 120 men left of the 700 he went up there with. But he was considered a hero because he had held the Texans up long enough for what their German battle plan needed.